हेलो फ्रेंड्स, सुबह के 7:26 होने वाले हैं और हम आ चुके हैं लाइव। थोड़ा सा लाइट रेन यानी रेन और वर्षा पानी के चलने कारण हम लोग लेट है, नहीं तो 5:20 तक हम या 5:10 तक लाइव होते पर डे पेपर लेकर। पर रेन के चलते हम आज लेट हो चुके। जल्द से हम लोग आज का पेपर पढ़ना स्टार्ट करते हैं। Aerosols can travel up to 10 meter. Vaccination is this key, says government. Declare mucormycosis an epidemic center to states. Twenty-three more bodies recovered from Barg of Mumbai. AIIMS humiliated at Modi's meet. Mamta. Delhi AC asks hospital to install oxygen plants. Stalin urged president to release victims. Government extends IT link deadline. Doctors failed by the virus they fight for their parents. Imminent sculptor two sons succumb COVID-19 in a span of 200 days. At Burari's COVID care center, patients get a Zumba surprise. Fire breaks out at ESI hospital known in capital records the highest ever 24 rainfall in May. Ensure opening of FCRA accounts within 10 days of approval. After road cabin repair work underway at support, says DMRC. Capital records the highest ever 24 rainfall in May. Police seek 5 more days of Kerala's study. Final semester due exams to commence on June 7. I want to show this topic in deep form.
Final semester DU exams to commence on June 7th. The Delhi University on Thursday announced that examinations for final semester students will commence on June 7th. Earlier, the examinations were scheduled to begin from May 15th and were postponed due to the ongoing second COVID wave. In a notification issued, DU said, according commencement of examinations from May 15th are hereby withdrawn. The new date sheets shall be released soon and shall be available on the website of the University of Delhi. The detailed guideline regarding the May/June 2021 examination will be issued in due course of time. Earlier this month, the university had deferred the examinations of terminal year students in view of a surge in COVID cases.
Woman, daughter and lover arrested for killing husband. BJP told the civic body a selling shops. Mother and sons found dead inside a house in northeast Delhi. SC asked AIIMS to set up board to hear women's plea and deoneration. I want to show this topic in deeper.
HC asks AIIMS to set up board to hear woman's plea on abortion. Press Trust of India, New Delhi. The Delhi High Court on Thursday asked the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, AIIMS, to set up a medical board to examine the feasibility and advisability of aborting the 22-week-plus pregnancy of a woman whose twin fetus suffer from Dandy-Walker malformation, a rare congenital brain abnormality. Justice Rekha Pillai asked AIIMS to constitute a board, examine the woman and submit a report to the court by May 24 after the petitioner and her husband said that their doctors have said that after 24 weeks of gestation, abortion would not be advisable. According to the petition, Dandy-Walker malformation is a rare brain condition in which the part joining the two hemispheres of the cerebellum does not fully form. Why couple took time? The couple told the court that they initially found about the malformation on April 28, but their doctors wanted to confirm the diagnosis and that is why they took time to file a petition. The High Court listed the matter for hearing on May 25.
Do not let guard down despite deep in cases. 150 jab centers start from today. PC.
"150 jab centers shut from today," Atishi. Vaccine stock for the age group of 18 to 44 years will last less than a day, our pleader. Staff reporter, New Delhi. About 150 vaccination sites for people belonging to the age group of 18 to 44 will be shut from Friday due to shortage of vaccine, said our pleader Atishi on Thursday. Our Covaxin stock for the age group of 18 to 44 has been finished for the last 1 week. Covishield stock is also available for less than a day. This means that in 99 schools, the 368 sites that are operating, half of them, i.e. more than 150 vaccination sites, will close down for the age group of 18 to 44 from Friday, Ms. Atishi said in a statement. Cause for concern. She said that this is a matter of great concern for the people of Delhi as a lot of young people in the age group of 18 to 44 want to get vaccinated. And as we have seen in the second wave, the youth has been affected in large numbers. Not only have they been infected, but also hospitalized, and many deaths too have occurred. That's why it is important that Delhi gets its vaccination stock at the earliest, the AAP leader said. She said that walk-in vaccination for people above 45 years of age are open and requested senior citizens to come forward to get vaccinated. Delhi's total vaccination count has reached 48,69,640 and the number of people who have gotten both the doses stands at 11,01,742, she added.
The government has it also treat black fungus. The decision was taken at
3 government hospitals to treat black fungus. The decision was taken at a meeting chaired by CM Kejriwal, special correspondent, New Delhi. To tackle the rising cases of mucormycosis, black fungus, infection in the capital, the Delhi government has dedicated 3 hospitals for its treatment. Treatment centers, it said on Thursday, will be established at Lok Nayak Hospital, GTB and Rajiv Gandhi Hospital with teams of specialized doctors constituted at each center for efficient functioning. They will prepare a detailed plan and issue special SOPs on how to raise awareness amongst COVID-recovered people for the prevention of the disease. The decision to dedicate 3 hospitals as well as to ensure adequate management of medicines used in its treatment was taken at a meeting chaired by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. In a statement released after the meeting, Mr. Kejriwal said, "Delhi is the capital of the country and so, people from outside also come here for treatment. We should have a sufficient quantity of medicines to cater to everybody who is coming for the treatment of black fungus." The Chief Minister stressed on the need to prevent the growing number of black fungus cases, and also the need to provide better treatment to those who are infected. He added that the government would soon release SOP details.
Ramp up production of black fungus medicine.
Ramp up production of black fungus medicine. HC directs center to submit report. Staff reporter, New Delhi. The Delhi High Court on Wednesday asked the center to bridge the gap between production and demand of amphotericin B, the medicine used for treating black fungus which is primarily affecting COVID-19 recovered people. A bench of Justice Vipin Singhi and Justice Jasmeet Singh asked the center to act quickly to ramp up the production of the drug or import it from foreign countries, noting that the issue is time and human life. The court said it appears that the domestic production is far less than the requirement on an all-India level. It directed the center to submit a status report detailing the production capacity, producer's license to produce and enhanced capacity by next date of hearing on the issue. Looking at the requirement, we are afraid that doubling may not suffice. Center should consider import from wherever in the world, the HC remarked. The court was informed by Delhi government's counsel that currently Delhi has around 200 cases of mucormycosis.
Charlie 40% of ration shops were found closed. Its body. Provide protection to life in couple acid, tells Haryana police.
Provide protection to live-in couple, HC tells Haryana police. Ensure that no harm comes either to the lives or liberty of the petitioners. Vikas Vasudeva Chandigarh. Allowing a petition filed by a live-in couple, the Punjab and Haryana High Court has directed Haryana police to provide a protection, if found necessary, and till in an order on May 18 observed that the Constitution of India is the supreme law of the land. Right to life and liberty is enshrined therein and is treated as a basic feature. The said right includes the right of an individual to full development of his/her potential in accordance with his/her choice and wish, and for such purpose, he/she is entitled to choose a partner of his/her choice, he noted. The individual also has the right to formalize the relationship with the partner through marriage or to adopt the non-formal approach of a live-in relationship. The concept of the non-formal approach of a live-in relationship. The concept of live-in relationships has crept into our society from Western nations and initially found acceptance in the metropolitan cities, probably because individuals felt that formalization of a relationship through marriage was not necessary for complete fulfillment. Education played a great role in development of this concept. Slowly, the concept has percolated into small towns and villages also, as is evident from this petition. This shows that social acceptance for live-in relationships is on the increase, he added. The petitioners had approached the High Court after the family of one of the petitioners opposed the relationship and was threatening to cause physical harm. The counsel for the state submitted that live-in relationships are not legal and are frowned upon by society. Thus, no protection can be granted to the petitioners. Not an offense. Justice Mittal added, in law, such a relationship is not prohibited, nor does it amount to commission of any offense, and thus, in my considered view, such persons are entitled to equal protection of laws as any other citizen of the country. The law postulates that the life and liberty of every individual is precious and must be protected irrespective of individual views. The constitutional courts grant protection to couples who have married against the wishes of their respective parents. They seek protection of life and liberty from their parents and family members who disapprove of the alliance. An identical situation exists where the couple has entered into a live-in relationship. The only difference is that the relationship is not universally accepted. Would that make any difference? In my considered opinion, it would not. The couple fears for their safety from relatives in both situations and not from the society. They are thus entitled to the same relief. No citizen can be permitted to take law into his own hands in a country governed by rule of law, he said.
Orissa government gears up to face possible cyclonic storm.
Orissa government gears up to face possible cyclonic storm. It may hit the state's coastal region by May 26, says official Satya Sundar Barik Bhuvaneshwar. The Orissa government on Thursday started the process of pre-positioning man and machine for rescue and relief operation for a possible cyclone hitting the state. We have received information from India Meteorological Department that a low-pressure area which is likely to form over North Andaman Sea could take the shape of a cyclone by May 25. But, details of the possible cyclone have not emerged, said P.K. Jina, Special Relief Commissioner of Orissa, on Thursday. Although it is expected that the cyclone could hit the coast by May 26, no clear picture about the eye of the storm has come through, Mr. Jina pointed out. He said the government had started preparations from Wednesday to face the cyclone. We held a discussion with Orissa Disaster Rapid Action Force, National Disaster Response Force and Director General of Police, Fire. We have assessed their manpower and equipment availability. We have chalked out a preliminary deployment plan, said Mr. Jina. Cyclone shelters. Similarly, all district collectors, superintendents of police, fire officers and emergency officers of 10 coastal districts were instructed to be prepared for the cyclone, keeping COVID-19 protocol in mind. They were asked to keep the cyclone shelters and other equipment ready, the Special Relief Commissioner said. Moreover, we held a discussion with all departmental heads on Thursday informing them about deployment of manpower and machine during the cyclone. All departments have already started the groundwork, he informed. Assessment started. Energy Department has already started assessing manpower requirement and mobilization of machines to the possible affected areas. Awareness campaign has been launched in fishing villages and fish landing centers to bring back fishermen who are already deep, trying to bring them back to the mainland by May 22, said Mr. Jina.
Palestine conflict. Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi writes to a foreign secretary.
Help bring back scholar caught in Israel-Palestine conflict, leader Gaurav Gogoi writes to Foreign Secretary. Special Correspondent, Guwahati. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi has asked the External Affairs Ministry to help bring back an Assam scholar caught in the Israel-Palestine conflict. In a letter to Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla on Thursday, Mr. Gogoi sought appropriate action to ensure Nazihat Rinnam returns safely to her home at Dirgaon in eastern Assam's Golaghat district. Mr. Rinnam is a chemistry scholar at the Ben Gurion University stuck in Negev, Israel, due to the country's conflict with Hamas in Palestine. She is from Mr. Gogoi's Lok Sabha constituency Kliabor. On May 16, the body of Soumya Santosh was brought back to her hometown in Kerala from the conflict zone in Israel. She was killed in a Hamas airstrike in Israel's Ashkelon on May 19. In another letter to Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, Mr. Gogoi hoped the state government would heed certain recommendations of the Congress for protecting the Assamese language and culture. These included non-implementation of the Citizenship Amendment Act and adherence to the clauses of the Assam Accord of 1985. The MP also sought enhancement of daily wages of tea plantation workers to 365 rupees, a monthly stipend of 2,000 rupees to all homemakers in Assam, and free electricity of up to 200 units to the most vulnerable families.
Mission work expanded for water supply. LTF government begins new inning in Kerala.
LDF government begins new innings in Kerala. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's 21-member cabinet is sworn in. Special Correspondent Thiruvananthapuram. The Left Democratic Front, LDF, government led by the Communist Party of India Marxist, CPIM, Politburo member Pinarayi Vijayan assumed office after a 21-member cabinet was sworn in at the Central Stadium under the shadow of COVID-19-induced lockdown. Governor Arif Mohammad Khan administered the oath of office and secrecy to Chief Minister-designate Mr. Vijayan and 20 members of his cabinet at the stadium, located behind the Secretariat. Mr. Vijayan, who was sworn in as the Chief Minister for the second time, was the first to take the oath, followed by K. Rajan of the Communist Party of India, CPI, and senior ministers representing other parties in the LDF. The others followed in alphabetical order. The cabinet members sworn in include M. V. Govindan, K. Radhakrishnan, P. Rajiv, K. N. Balgopal, V. N. Vasavan, V. Shawankutti, Saji Charzian, V. Nad George, P. A. Mohammad Riaz, Abindu, all from CPIM, V. Abdurrahman, CPI, M. Backed Independent, K. Rajan, P. Prasad, G. Arunilan J. Chinchurasandran, Nationalist Congress Party, K. Krishnanakutti, Jinta Dal S. Roshi Augustin, Kerala Congress, M. Anthony Raju, Janadipatya Kerala Congress, and Ahmed Dawair Kovil of the Indian National League. Oath-taking. While 15 ministers, including the Chief Minister, took a solemn pledge, 5, including Mr. Augustin, Mr. Krishnanakutti, Mr. Raju and Mrs. George, took it in the name of God, and Mr. Dawair Kovil in the name of Allah. Chief Secretary V.P. Joy presented the minister-designates to the governor. All except the 77-year-old Mr. Vijayan, Mr. Radhakrishnan, Mr. Krishnanakutti and Mr. Sasindran are making their debut as ministers. The youngest minister is 44-year-old Medi-person-turned-politician Mrs. George. This is the third LDF cabinet to be sworn in outside the Raj Bhavan. It was done when V.S. Achyutanandan-led government of the LDF assumed office in 2006, and later when the government under Mr. Vijayan assumed office in May 2016. The 1-hour 20-minute-long function was held in accordance with COVID-19 protocol. Video album. A video album Nuva Geetanjali by 52 leading singers and musicians was played on the 140-feet giant video wall behind the podium before the ceremony commenced. CPI, M. General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri, Party Politburo Member Kodiyeri Balakrishnan, CPI, M. Acting Secretary A. Vijaya Raghavan, CPI State Secretary Kanam Rajendran, leaders of LDF coalition partners, legislators, members of the outgoing cabinet, religious heads, Heads of religious organizations and top civil and defense officials were present at the ceremony. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Mr. Vijayan in a tweet for assuming charge for the second term.
Prayer mother to resume protest today. Women children keep focus on 2.29 lakh crore AP budget. Despite assurance MBA government politicizing relief issue, says Fadnavis. Mumbai Congress targets Modi on vaccine storage. National archivists will be safe ministers. Delay against Baram Bir Singh in SC. Aerosols can travel up to 10 meters, says government. Doctor failed by the virus they fight. Wrong call led to tragedy. Bergoy Warners. Vaccines oxygen not being given by center. India in touch with Iran over Rajat B, says government. Webinar on cloud computing technology to be organized. .0 subscriber in 2021 to 2020 to 2021 EPFO. AG building boilage set up oxygen plant, says Delhi High Court. Multidisciplinary step to fight myomycosis. Rajiv Gandhi Association and the downfall of LTT. China completes Tibet highway. Will act within 7 days of request, says MHA or FRCA accounts. Congress seeks suspension of 4 BJP leaders' Twitter's account. Modi flags COVID-19 risk for children. Sonia for free education to those orphaned in pandemic. One person can spread virus to 406 others. Health Minister cited a study that says transmission can be restricted to 0.25% with safety norms. Shankar may meet US vaccine makers. 2.5 lakh cases and 3,700 deaths recorded. Revised vaccine policy urge ex-officials. Israel unleashes air strikes across Gaza. Officials close to the negotiations says they expect to be announcement in the next 24 hours. Sri Lanka Parliament passes bill on China blocked port city. EU landmarks back patent waiver for vaccines. Will knock their teeth out, Putin tells would-be aggressors. USA, Russia at orders military activity in Arctic. USA panel support India in fights against virus. World largest iceberg breaks off from Antarctica says USA. सो फ्रेंड्स, आज का हम लोग का न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने का टाइम समाप्त हो गया और हम लोग अब इस वीडियो को बंद करेंगे। और आप लोगों को और डीप में न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना हो तो आप टेलीग्राम ग्रुप को ज्वाइन कर लीजिए, उसमें पर डे का न्यूज़पेपर